Welcome to the HMG Executive Leadership Spotlight, where we showcase the best of the best global business technology executives demonstrating innovation, driving disruption, reimagining and reinventing the enterprise, the customer journey, new business models, and new go-to-market opportunities in a safe and secure enterprise. And now, here's our host, Hunter Muller, founder and CEO of HMG Strategy.
Welcome to the HMG Spotlight. I'm Hunter Muller, founder and CEO of HMG Strategy. Delighted and excited to be here with Ann Dunkin, the CIO for the Department of Energy. Hey, Ann, great to see you today. Thank you so much for being part of today's program. And, you know, when you think about innovation, it's on everyone's mind. Innovation matters, culture matters, and keeping everyone safe and protected, cyber matters. When you think about a culture of innovation and driving an innovation agenda, what comes to mind?
So Hunter, first of all, thanks. It's great to be here with you today. Glad to join you. And yeah, you mentioned the most important thing about innovation already, which is culture. You can't have any innovation or any meaningful innovation without looking at your culture and changing your culture. So if we look at the federal government, there's a history in the federal government of conditions that make innovation difficult. Things like risk aversion, things like long schedules, and difficult processes. And so really to enable innovation in the federal government, what we really focus on at the federal government and at DOE is being able to create a culture where people feel it's safe to take risks, where we set up processes and tools that enable people to move fast and to have a bias towards action. And those are the things that we really try and enable in DOE to make a culture of innovation possible.
So in leading that culture of innovation, language matters, the lexicon matters, and how you coach people along. I mean, that seems like a daunting or a big task, and you're successful at it. What are some of the secrets that help you elevate the organization to take those risks and create that culture of innovation?
So I think, Hunter, there are a couple things that really help us to create that culture of innovation. So first of all, it's to have some, what we did a number of years ago in the government is to create sort of some pockets of innovation across the government. So, you know, standing up these teams, finding the coalition of the willing who are excited to take a risk, to try something new, and then setting them up so that they can be successful. So for example, you get a team that wants to do a digital transformation, that they want to use modern technologies, and then we surround them with leadership who we know have their back. So what's most important is if you say to someone, go ahead, take a risk, implement Agile, which is what we were doing a number of years ago, and I will have your back if you fail. They're going to go try something out. Maybe they spend $50,000 or $100,000 and they fail. And the most important thing at that point is that we then say, great, let's go do the next thing. We don't punish people. So what I tell people over and over again is no one is going to drag me up in front of Congress if you fail with $50,000. I'm going to end up in front of Congress if you fail after you spend $5 million. So let's find ways to do these things that are fast and agile. So that's the first thing, is creating these pockets of innovation. The next thing really that I'm excited about doing now is figure out how to scale that across our organization. So we've gotten very good at having these little groups that can innovate, but we don't have is a culture of innovation and capability to innovate across our organizations. And so that is creating, we're creating right now a playbook to help people understand this. And it's things like, we do need to set up the processes. We need a platform, a low-code platform, for example, if you're doing development, and a process to rapidly get authority to operate so that people can really focus on what they're developing, not focus on security for the platform, but focus on securing the application they're building and focus on the capabilities they're building. So that's an example of, we're going to create it so that it's easy for you to innovate because we create all the tools and processes and put those in place. And then we build a culture around that. And all you have to do is focus on actually delivering your capabilities. So those are the kinds of things we're doing to try and enable that environment and that culture.
Excellent stuff, Ann. Hey, what technologies are you really keen on right now? Cloud, multi-cloud, hybrid, AI? What's got you most excited now?
Yeah, Hunter, I have to admit that as a technologist, it's ironic. I don't spend a lot of time getting excited about technology because the technology is sort of the easy part, but we do have some really fun, exciting things. So at DOE, we are setting up a multi-cloud environment. I firmly believe that there are a number of cloud providers out there who can meet our needs. And it depends upon the specifics. Are you doing something where you need to be in the Microsoft ecosystem because it's your productivity stuff? Are you doing something where it's computationally intensive, or something that maybe you need lots of authentication and capabilities? What are you trying to accomplish? That's going to drive you towards the cloud you want to use, and that's what's going to be important, is picking the cloud that best meets your needs. Beyond that, we are making a lot of use of AI and ML. We are investing across the DOE ecosystem in 5G, and we're doing research and development in 5G space. We're very excited about that. We're investing in quantum computing and working with NIST on quantum resistant encryption, because we know quantum computing is coming and our data needs to be resistant to quantum computing, quantum computing capabilities. So those sorts of things are really areas we're looking at in the future. But, DOE has a huge ecosystem of labs doing basic research. And what we try and do in our organization is understand the capabilities they're creating and harness those, and then share those across the DOE ecosystem and the federal government, so people know what's available to them.
Great stuff. And, strategy matters, having a strategic framework matters, and priorities matter. How do you prioritize on a strategic level? Because you ultimately, scale matters for you, right?
Yeah, scale does matter. I mean, DOE is a $40 billion enterprise. My IT and DOE, if you include supercomputing, is a $4 billion enterprise. So we have to be able to look across that entire environment and figure out how to scale our work. And in addition, our mission space is broad. We do everything from nuclear nonproliferation to basic science, to delivering power to a huge part of the country through the power marketing administrations. So we have to figure out how to prioritize a variety of things across that ecosystem. Number one is we have to think about security for the mission and how we secure our technologies, our IT systems, and our mission systems. It's crucial that those be secure. And then how do we build the new capabilities for the organization? So really, it's a matter of understanding what's important across the organization, and then leveraging our very federated and diverse workforce across the department elements to help us deliver those capabilities we want to at scale.
Great stuff. And any final parting comments regarding cyber and how important having a protected enterprise is?
Yes, Hunter, we can't underestimate the importance of cybersecurity, especially when you look at DOE's mission, right? The public wants us to make sure the lights stay on. We all want to make sure that nuclear materials stay safe, and we want to do science. So what we get a lot of guidance, a lot of help from Congress, from OMB, from the White House, from DHS. We have to take all that guidance, and then we have to look at where our greatest risks are. And we want to focus on our risk-based approach. So we have a lot of compliance to do, but we can't let compliance get in the way with identifying our highest risks. And we have to federate that capability out across DOE, because the highest risks in nuclear security are different than the highest risks in power generation and marketing. So we have to look at that and allow the folks in our team to make good choices about risks and make risk-based decisions. And then we can keep the enterprise secure.
Hey, Ann, a little bit about your leadership style. How do you like to lead, and how do you characterize your leadership style?
So, Hunter, I am very much someone who's focused on two things. First of all, delegating and enabling the staff to lead themselves. So, I want to make sure that they have all the tools and capabilities they need. And the other is growing and developing people. So I tell my leaders that they actually have 3 jobs. So I tell them that the first is to lead people and to develop their people. And the second is to make sure that the mission is accomplished. And the third is to work across the organization to ensure that they partner with their folks across the organization. And I give them those three, and I actually give them in a different order. I just said them to you in the wrong order because I say get the mission done is the third one. Because if you lead and develop people, if you work with your peers across the organization, the mission will take care of itself. And I truly believe that collaboration and that leadership development are what's going to make really strong, successful leaders in the future.
Hey, Ann, thank you so much for coming on the HMG Spotlight. Ann Dunkin, CIO of Department of Energy. Great to have you, Ann. Thank you.
Thanks, Hunter.
For more information, please visit hmgstrategy.com and keep up to date by following us on our social media platforms. Thank you.